So the more I talk with entrepreneurs, the more I realize their time management sucks. And when you manage your time well, it's quite literally the difference between getting a lot of things done and people being like, "How did that all happen so fast?" And you're like, "I don't know, I'm chilling," versus chaotic overwhelm and procrastination. So if you want to combat chaos, overwhelm, procrastination, quite literally manage your time and devote yourself to staying disciplined on time. So this video is going to be talking about time management. It's all the A to Z stuff. I took a time management course when I was like 17, changed my life. Thank God I did that because that is quite literally the cornerstone that's allowed me to launch so many companies and so many courses and so many offers and do so much where literally my friends are like, "Whoa, things happen fast in your life." And I'm like, "Yeah, because I just manage my time really well." And as an entrepreneur, our responsibilities go up. And not only do we have our business and all the things that needs to take care of, and especially when you're launching, it requires a lot of presence. But then there's also your life, there's your health, there's your relationships or your family, right? Like there's other things that also need tending to, and we don't want to swing the pendulum in a certain direction where you start neglecting things. And so time management helps you to be present with all of your life, not just your business, um, so that you can prioritize accordingly. You can live in accordance with your values instead of just having your values be in your head and living a different way. It's a good check in that way to hold you accountable to your way of living. I want to bring it up. Proverbs 90:12 says, "Teach us to number our days that we may gain heart of wisdom." Our days are numbered. And I think as much as we are supposed to enjoy life, we're also supposed to leave an impact. And if you're called to be an entrepreneur and you're watching this video, you probably want to leave more of an impact, or you want to get all the things done. You want to be more present in your life. Numbering our days and knowing that this all ends helps motivate me to stay on top of this stuff. So that's what we're going to be diving into. I want to say this is going to be like a mini workshop. So grab some notes. Let's get to work. Number one, you want to list out your values. So, and your hats, so to speak. So your hats values are the things that you do. If you have a full-time job, you have your business you're starting, you have a relationship, your own physical health and well-being. If you need to meal prep in there, if you have date nights in there, if you have extracurricular activities, if you have and hobbies, you have social hour, you have church, whatever the thing is for you, list out all of the things that you do in a given week or month. Okay. And you're just really going to list them out, brain dump it all, and then look and see if you can chunk some of those together under one umbrella. So, if your extracurricular activities, for example, if you like going to the gun range, that's what I like doing, and you also love dirt biking, those could kind of be housed as fun time, for example, right? I know for me, every day I spend time in the secret place with God, prayer, worship, reading the Word, and I also go to church, and those are kind of housed under my spiritual life, so that can be condensed into one thing. So once you have that whole list, if pause me, actually do that, you're going to make that list. Then you're going to put numbers next to them in order of importance on how you want to live, not how you're living now, but how you want to live. What's your number one? What's your number two? What's your number three of order of importance and value? Once you number them accordingly, then just remake the list and number them in order. Pause me, do that. And once you get that down, now we're going to actually put this is the ninja codes. We're going to put it into your calendar. So most people write down a to-do list and then try to just get the to-do list done in a day. And something takes a little bit longer. They get some life throws them a curveball. Now all of a sudden everything's on the back burner and they didn't get it all done. And then they get up tomorrow and try again. And it's this motivation thing. Look, if that's you, we're cutting all that. We're going to take all of that stuff. I also want you to write a list of all the things that you need to be at a certain time. So church happens at a certain time. Does your career happen at a certain time, and your work, right? Like you need to be at this meeting at a certain time. Group fitness classes or when you're working out, does that have to happen at a certain time? What happens at a certain time routinely every week? Write that stuff down and the time for that. Now we're going to translate all of this into Google Calendar. I use Google Calendar. You can use another calendar if you want. For me, Google Calendar is easy. Drag and drop. I can set things as recurring, as we're about to see in a second. I'm going to give you a peek into my life right now. I can color code things. It just works for my brain. Okay. But we want to do it in a way where this is repeating. So whatever you use, we're going to set something up that's a template for you to that has recurring events in your calendar. All right. And that's going to make it all easy. So we're going to time block based on your values. So I'm going to go in here and share with you my screen. Don't freak out. This looks like a lot. It's actually not a lot. Okay. Let's look at the first things first. So I wake up around 6 to 7. I am spending time in the secret place. Some days that is moved because I got to wake up earlier and something needs to happen. So I just drag and drop. Boom. All of a sudden, now on Monday, I'm going to be sleeping or waking up, I'm sorry, at 5:30, right? So this is just a basic template. This isn't always true, right? Like Wednesdays, I haven't really moved this. I got my run club that happens here. And so every Wednesday I wake up at 5:30 now. Right. I also run on Friday. So Friday is a 5:30 day. Right. Now, this is just me personally. I used to be waking up at 7, 8. Every season of my life, this changes every quarter. I redo this whole entire thing. I'm also playing around right now with working out later in the day, like 3-ish. So see, I can just drag and drop that. And I'm just saying, hey, this event, not all of them. And then I color code things, right? So work is green, orange is clients, red is my workouts, purple is God time. My money date that happens once a week is this light green. I've got a Bible study here. I got a party that might need to go to. I got to take my trash to the curb. That just happens on the routine. This is a training that I'm in. This is a training that I lead. This is a team call. I got a DJ gig here. So this is just how I do it, right? And see all this empty space. Now, I'm going to show you this week briefly. Whoa, that's what it turns into. See, I'm filming time management. It's happening right now. But what I'm saying here, again, don't get overwhelmed. I'm just kind of showing you my life, and my life is pretty crazy right now. Is that I'm able to get so much done because I manage on my time. So you're going to create this template first. You're going to go into your calendar and block in when you need to be at a certain place first. So at church, being at your career job, whatever it is, what has to happen at a specific time, you put that and load that into your calendar first, color code it in a way that makes sense to your brain. Okay. I would also put your wake up times and your wind down times, going to bed, important. That's going to be huge for your circadian rhythms. You're going to sleep at the same time, waking up at the same time as much as possible on a routine basis. Okay. So you're going to set that. How you set a recurring, it's pretty simple. I'm not going to give you the details of all that. Ask chat or look it up online, how to set a recurring event in Google Calendar. I just want you to put it in there. Okay. So once it's put in there, you color code everything. You set it as a recurring event. You make a mock week. So just go to the next week in your calendar, just make a mock week of an example. And I want you to load the order of importance is you need to be there at a certain time, then go to your values and add number 1 in next, then add number 2 in next, then add number 3 in next until you added everything into your calendar. Now, also include a little bit of gray time. This is time that has nothing in it, right? Add a little bit of wiggle room. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with a super packed calendar on the routine, right? Because again, this is a template, and you're going to test run it. So most days I'm working out at 11 or I'm working out at 3, right? I get to drag and drop that based on if somebody books something, right? And for me, that's a flexible rule. For you, it might be a hard rule because you got a workout class or something. So you get to know what's flexible for you and what's not. This season of my life, I'm working a lot more than 4 hours a day, which is my ideal because I'm launching a bunch of stuff. It's requiring more of my presence, right? I set my Sabbath days on Saturday. And as you can see on the routine, at least, there's nothing planned on Saturdays. That's my chill time. And also Sundays, I have to water my plants, go to church, and I work out. It's basically about it. And I'll see some friends or do some work in the evening if I want. So I schedule a break day, y'all. Schedule a day where there's absolutely nothing on your calendar. Cheat code. So now when I show up every Sunday, I look at my calendar for the upcoming week. And I look at, look at it in terms of colors. And I go, okay, this is a work heavy week. Um, Again, if I have a lot of pink, which is social, I haven't changed that. That'll be social. So if I have a lot of pink, then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm being social this week. If I don't have a lot of pink, I'm like, I need to reach out to some people and see if we can get some social time in, right? Because I tend to be a workaholic and I'll just lock myself in and not be social. So know yourself in that way. Do you need to be more devoted to getting out in the world or locking in? Everybody's a little bit different and seasons are different, right? So now on a given day, I'm going to put my to-do list in my calendar. So let's say this is, and then I also, I put my to-do list in my calendar, right? So I'm gonna show up and I say, okay, for this time to this time, I need to make sure that I boom, 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 whatever, reach out to this person, create this course, whatever. As you can see up here in the light green, I theme my days, and this gets to be redone very soon for me. But I had rest day or see clients on Sunday. Monday is admin working in the back end of my business, so nothing front facing. Tuesday is content creation day, and I'm filming, batching content. I'm creating content slides. Internal creation day would be a day like this, where I'm filming content for courses. Thursday, ideally, be a client day, group calls, privates, that type of a thing. And then I'd do another day of content. Now, that's old. I haven't updated that in a few months. You're here seeing the real. And if you don't theme your days, you're going to do what's called task switching, where you go from seeing a client to filming content to having a meeting, and it's a lot on your body versus being in the flow and sticking to one thing. So see what works for you and what you can do. Sometimes theming your days is massive. It's been helpful for me in the past. In this current week that I'm in, it's not realistic. And so I get to shift into this gear for a time, but then I'm going to probably by the 13th rechange these because as you can see, I have a weekly call that happens every Wednesday. So I might change my client call days to Wednesdays and Mondays because I also have a recurring call on Monday instead of Sundays and Thursdays. So I just drag and drop and move things around. But as you can see, this is all flexible. So it's setting the intentions for discipline, and then you also get to be flexible with what's realistic, needed in the moment. Okay. So then I go into the themed day. And so for me, Sundays, I look at my calendar every Sunday and I drag, drop, move, etc. I look at if I planned things. Somebody said, hey, there's a thing happening on Thursday night, right? My friend's party. So I just blocked it out. I don't know the exact times yet, but I blocked it out. I put it in blue. That's just default. There's an event happening at a church here on Tuesday night, so I probably will have to move this Bible study. I haven't accepted these invites from an online thing. I don't even know what this is. So I gotta, things happen, things move, things change is what I'm getting at. Now, once you have your themed days for work specifically, okay, you're gonna go in here and you can either add it to here, and I can add it to this top description. I do that. You can add it into the description down here. You can do that. And that's your to-do list. I like to actually put it in. So I'm going to do this first. So follow, that's not spelled right, but I'll do follow-ups, and then I'll do content creation, and then I'll do reach out to clients, whatever my to-do list is. I actually put it in there in order. That works for my brain. It's a little chaotic, but that's what happens. For you, you can go in here, add it as the description, whatever. And now you have that time that's blocked out and you just show up and you do it. Now, Kev, what happens if something takes a little bit longer than I thought it would take me? Great. When time is up and you stop and you do the next thing. Allow the first week or two to be a trial and error. You're getting used to all this. By about 1 month in, you're probably going to want to rearrange your calendar in some way, figure out what works better for you. This isn't a matter of doing more. I want to make this really, 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 really clear. That is a byproduct. You do more because you're stewarding your time well, because you are being present with every area of your life. So again, I don't have a family at this current time when I'm filming this video. So I would put family time in there and I probably wouldn't work as much. It's a season of life that I'm in where I'm working a lot. So you get to figure out your priorities and what's there, right? If you're in a relationship, put date night in there once a week, like actually schedule that so that it's not just up to chance. If you want to do relationship check-ins, add it to the calendar. If somebody says, hey, are you free at this time for this thing? You get to pull up your calendar and go, am I? Well, I said I was going to work at that time, but I also have 4 more hours of work later in the day. Do I want to do this thing and not work? That's totally up to you. But now you get to see it instead of feel it out. Yeah, I might go, whatever it is. You get to really honor your word and show up for yourself. So now, once it's all in your calendar, it's simply a matter of discipline and devotion and saying, I'm going to show up when this thing happens in my calendar. So now you live based on your calendar and what yourself told yourself you were going to do versus how you feel. Now you show up no matter what, and all the things get done, right? So this is time management 101. I use, again, Google Calendar because it sends push notifications for what's next. I check my calendar so many times in a day to know what's next. Sometimes I don't, like, I just wake up and I know when I need to wake up, and I go, I don't know what's going to happen today. Like today, I've got a bunch of sales calls. I'm recording this video. I've got a meeting with a friend later. I think I got to work out and some other things. I actually don't know what my full day looks like, but I told myself on my calendar already. And as y'all saw, today is a very stacked day. So it's not in my brain and it's out on paper, or it's out on the screen, right? And that saves me so much stress. So this isn't to stress yourself out. This isn't to overwhelm yourself. This is actually going to do the opposite. It's going to take all the information you have in your brain and put it on the screen, get it out of your brain so you can just show up and be present, and you can chill knowing that everything else will happen. You don't have to remember it. You're able to be way more present. And when you're more present, you're able to be more productive and more things happen, not because you're striving for it, but because your business is like a garden and not a rocket ship. You're not trying to get somewhere super fast. You're just being present. And when you block out your time and you have that time in your calendar, you can drop everything else and be fully present. And you'll know, in an hour, I get to shift to the next thing. I pretty much said everything I want to say, but I just want to recap theming your days. I'm not doing that right now as much as I could have. I've done it a lot in the past and it really was supportive. Try it. Task switching is helpful for seasons. Theming your days is helpful for seasons. It really depends on a lot on what you got going on. But this will change your life. If you're already good at time management in some way, I'm telling you, put everything on your calendar, not just your work, not just the things you have to do and the things where you need to be there at a certain time. Put it all. You want to meal prep, you need to go to the grocery store, like put it on your calendar. And remember to have white space, which is time, intentional time to screw off. Like that's literally time where there's nothing on your calendar. I don't fill that time with things. I actually zoink out. So I'll scroll on Instagram, I'll play video games. That's time where I'm off the clock and can do whatever I want to do. If you don't put that time in there, you're going to crash out and sabotage it all. And your nervous system is going to get overwhelmed and you'll make time to crash out when you shouldn't be. So make sure that there's white space in your calendar and it's not all blocked out, right? As you look at mine, I have a little bit of time in the morning and a little bit of time in the evening for that. And routinely, I like to keep that as much as possible. So that's your time management 101. Make that list, check it twice, be naughty or nice. Values and priorities, put it in there, and then you just run it. Cool. And then literally it's just a matter of discipline at that point. Show up, do the things you said you were going to do. It's going to change the game. I'm looking forward to seeing you a lot more peaceful and getting a lot more done, because that's the byproduct of all of this.